last night. Bryce Harper's team-high 10th homer, providing a 2-run cushion. Jordan Zimmerman's 7 strong innings, league-leading 6th win. And Rafael Soriano's 1-2-3 9th en route to his 11th save. Today, they call Dan Herron's number to lead the sweep and run the win streak to 4. It's a good day to tell the boss you've got a late afternoon appointment at the Yard. Navy Yard Station? How about Nationals Park? Going for a 2-game sweep over the Tigers. The Nats are trying to extend a winning streak here. Played a really good ball game offensively, defensively, and, of course, the pitching last night. Bob and FP, welcome to our rescheduled matinee. Good to have you with us. And the Nats quieted a very difficult Detroit lineup to do that against last night. The pitching in May's been fantastic, and now this staff has the 3rd best ERA in the National League.
Yeah, we talked about it last year a lot. These guys feeding off each other, and you feel like if one guy's going out there and getting the job done, if you're following them, you have to too. And you look at May days, game 6, the record 4-1, the ERA 2.4. I'll go back farther than that. Since April 23rd, the rotation has a 2.84 ERA and a 2.21 average against. They've been lights out, getting the job done, and now it's Dan Herron's turn.
Yeah, and he follows the form of Jordan Zimmerman, taking care of good hitting teams like the Reds and the Braves coming into this one.
And he said he'll take the extra day off, and we'll see how Dan Herron does against this good hitting ball club. But a lot of times, guys that are command and control guys have a tendency to be up in the zone when they're a little bit strong. We'll keep an eye on that today with Dan Herron.
And the pitchers know they don't have to be perfect because some guys have started hitting, like Adam LaRoche. 5 consecutive ball games. He's 7 for his last 13 with 6 walks. Seeing it well, swinging it well, hitting it well. That's our Gold Glove first baseman. Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. 4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union. Ocean City, Maryland. Visit OCOcean.com. Click on Lucky Summer of 13 for special deals and discounts. And by Farmers Insurance. At Farmers, we believe in smarter coverage. Contact your local agent, 888-96-FARMERS. Listen to that retro rock. And the Nats have been rocking the house lately, trying to make it 2 in a row against the Tigers. Train celebrating its 100th anniversary by offering irresistible financing. Hard to stop a Train. Really hard. So it's 74 at the ballpark today. Humidity down with the rain moving out. Just a bit of a breeze. Flags aren't doing a whole lot. Sun is out at the moment. And Miguel Cabrera against right-handed pitchers, best in the American League at 384. 545 with runners in scoring position. Look at all the other numbers. You name it, he's doing it. Leads the big leagues, and really the only category that really matters for a guy who bats where he does, and that's RBIs. Number 1, 37. Prince Fielder, number 2 with 32. The Tigers are loaded. Dan Herron makes his 11th career start against Detroit, and he's been pretty good against them over the years. A 3.63 ERA, 4 wins, 4 losses. A lot of pitchers would be proud of that.
Yeah, last time out got the win in Thursday's 3-1 victory against the Braves. Gave up just 1 run on a Dan Uggla home run over 8 innings. Gave up just 4 hits, struck out 4, walked 1 through 90 pitches. 62 of those for strikes. So fastball, cutter, curveball split is what the Tigers will see from Dan Herron today.
Austin Jackson will lead off. Nats limited him to 1 opposite field single in 5 trips last night. Tigers, though, still leading baseball with a 283 team batting average. Herron hangs on that foot up in the air. He just comes down vertically and throws a fastball that just missed. Pretty good looking pitch. And we're underway at 4:06. We'll set the umpires, the defense for you shortly. That is a strike called by 25-year veteran Jerry Lane, the crew chief. Alan Porter, Greg Gibson, Hunter Wendelstedt, the bases.
Is that musical montage from your iPod with the retro rock?
You know,
it's good too.
Ginger Baker, Eric Clapton, that sounded like some old Cream music from the 70s.
I don't know what it was.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Those were the good old days. And a ball high in the air right field. Bryce Harper fighting the sun with his glove, using it for shade, the one-handed grab. It's about the only time you'll see Bryce go one-handed.
Set the defense for the Nats today behind Dan Herron. Bernardina gets the start of the left field. Span in center. Harper in right. Desmond Zimmerman on the left side. Espinosa LaRoche on the right side. And Wilson Ramos doing the catching.
Yeah, last time Wilson Ramos was in the lineup, he had 3 hits Sunday in Pittsburgh. 2 doubles around a single. Raised his batting average from 219 up to its present 278. Here's Torrey Hunter having a fantastic year with the Tigers. 44 hits, 5th in the American League. And he's hitting right-handers at a clip of 375. 3rd in the league in hitting, just under 360, and his on-base percentage is over 400. The numbers just keep on coming from this Detroit offense. Interesting talking to some of the broadcasters and other people around the Tigers today about Jordan Zimmerman last night. They said we don't usually have trouble with those kind of pitchers, but nobody has attacked the Tigers all year long like the Nats starter did last night, and they were very impressed.
Went right after him, not scared at all.
You know, a lot of guys nibble, a lot of guys try to do a little bit of this and that, FP, not him.
Fastballs on the inner half to Miguel Cabrera. Not too many guys will go in there and just going right after guys. You see the line, 7 hits, 7 innings. Another big win for Jordan Zimmerman, beating another good offensive ball club.
Torrey Hunter, 1 for 8 career against Dan Herron, who misses inside with the fastball.
There he goes with the 4-seamer at 90 miles an hour in the inner half. Pitch track has it way off. Herron wanted it.
That ball bounced off the batter's lower leg or foot. Torrey Hunter dancing around a little bit.
Let's go with our Lowe's scouting report. Never stop improving. Tiger Tamer. You look at Dan Herron's numbers. 3-0 with a 1.76 in 4 starts versus Detroit since 2008. 3rd time's a charm, going for his 3rd quality start, and split personality. Split's been good lately. He needs to have it be good today big time against this Tigers offense.
That looked like a breaking ball that got to the outside on Torrey Hunter, and Danny Espinosa takes care of that. 2 routine outs to start the game.
It's just something I've noticed throughout the Dan Herron starts. To me, it seems like the longer he pauses, at the top of his windup, the better he is, and maybe even the more confident he is, just kind of slowing things down, getting that little pause at the top. Adds a little deception if you're hitting against him, too. You don't know when to get that foot down or when he's coming at you.
Yeah. How about the size of these pitchers today? Herron, 6'5", 215. And then when Doug Fister gets out there, he's 6'8", 200. Pretty good pitch. Going away from Cabrera. Now Miguel takes the off speed in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 16 career at bats between these two, and Cabrera only has 3 hits, one of them a home run. You can see he uses the entire ballpark, and he's so strong he can hit it out anywhere. Even though the Tigers are 13th in the American League in home runs. They play in a pitcher's park at home, even though years ago they brought in the fence from the left field line all the way out to the gap in left field at Comerica Park. Still a powerful team, but they're just not hitting as many homers as some of the other clubs, but they're outscoring everybody except for 3 teams at the top. That ball hit hard into left. And Cabrera's second single of the series. He's 2 for 5 here in D.C. Ball's got a nice sound coming off that bat, doesn't it?
Well, if you're a Tiger, yeah. You missed it. His foul ball almost got up to the booth before this, and we've never had one come even close to here. When you look at the swing from Miguel Cabrera, not a whole lot to it. Very simple, compact. You keep him in the ballpark, it's not a bad thing.
Here's Prince Fielder hitting .304. Danny Espinosa short right field, but the other infielders are on their respective sides of second base. So it's kind of a one-man shift. Desmond shaded up the middle, of course, and Zimmerman well off the bag, but not as profound as some have played Prince over the years.
Well, that's one where you're Danny Espinosa, you tell Ryan Zimmerman, hey, you got to go across here. I can't pick you up at second for the force with 2 outs. I'm playing right field right now.
No balls and 2 strikes. Fielder 3 for 5 career against Dan Herron. Hit 30 homers, 108 RBIs for the Tigers last year after signing as a free agent in January of 12.
It's Prince's birthday today.
Yeah, he's 29 today. Lashes one to right. Bryce Harper under cloud cover that time. Might have helped him get a good read on that ball, and his speed did the rest. A 0 for Dan Herron, first inning. Cloudy, then sunny. It's going to be a different couple of climates at the ballpark today, but that's okay. Starting lineup brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Denard Span hitting .286, spark plug early in the game last night. A base hit and a triple. He scored a run. He is 7 for 20 career against Doug Fister. A lot of the Nats have had at-bats against this guy, but nobody other than Span has more than one career hit. Fister actually pitched in this ballpark 2 years ago for the Seattle Mariners. June 21st of 11, 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. The Nats won that game. So that's the only time he has appeared against the Nats.
Look where Miguel Cabrera is playing Denard Span right now. He's backing up, but he was almost even with the mound. Telling Denard Span, you're not bunting on me. And after Danny Espinosa last night with that base hit bunt, trying to take it away.
Taking that thing personally, huh? And here's a pitcher who throws the ball a lot of different ways. Quite a repertoire. Career record of 34 and 41. 102nd career start. This year he's 4-0 with a 2.48 ERA. That's in the top 10 in the American League, and that ball is going to get deep into the corner. At least a double for Span. He was eyeing Torrey Hunter, who dug it out quickly. So Denard Span, second night in a row, gets the Nats off to a good start with a base hit.
And there goes a no-hitter. Quick style. Denard Span, first batter of the game for the Nats, stays on that Doug Fister curveball. Nice short compact swing down the corner. You see a fan right here trying to reach for it. That's not good. Keep your hands off that ball. You touch that, it's a double. That could have been a triple, and it could have cost him. Ball's in play, leave it alone.
Roger Bernardina gets the call in the number 2 spot today. And Miguel Cabrera has to play shallow on him, too. Roger finally got a 2-hit game in Pittsburgh. He's 3 for 29 on the year. Takes a fastball in there.
That's a Tigers fan, by the way. He's trying to hold him to a double.
I suspected as much.
Yeah, Fister, 4-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, curveball change. Nothing he throws is straight. He's got that big, tall frame out there. Throws downhill. He'll front hit the sinker into lefties with 2 strikes.
Bernardina drags a bunt, and he is off to the races. He is safe! Flying down the first base line. First and third, nobody out.
Funny how you and I were commenting a couple games ago how we haven't seen Roger Bernardina bunt that much this year. Davey Johnson would love to see more bunts from that speed, especially from the left side. And Bernardina with a base hit bunt against the Pirates the other day, just kind of checked up behind the mound, and first time up right here. Boy, as soon as that's on the ground, put it in your pocket. Almost a 3-car pile up right there at first base. But watch the speed of the Shark. Fister working hard to get over there. It wasn't for lack of hustle. Bernardina just had too much speed for everybody involved on that play.
Fister had no chance, and then Omar Infante almost became a victim as a bystander, trying to get out of the way of Bernardina. Big spot early for Bryce Harper. Swing and a miss on a high heater. Bryce, of course, first career at bat against Fister.
You go bunt on the ground right there. That's land Shark.
That is a thing of beauty, watching a guy like that lay one down and take off. Harper swinging a foul tip. So Bryce, the homer and the sac fly last night, 1 for 3. First time in a long time his on-base percentage is under 400. Still second in the league with the 10 home runs.
Almost 400 with runners in scoring position.
And still one of the league leaders in extra base hits. Fighting for contact here now on 0-2.
There's a cutter right there from Doug Fister. He called a slider, called a cutter, whatever it is, hard into lefties. And he usually follows that up with that front hip sinker.
So the Nats trying to go where no team has gone before against this pitcher this year. A first inning run. Mentioned his ERA, 2.48, top 10 in the American League. That league hitting 248 against him. Harper off-speed pitch. He'll get the RBI unless they turn 2. He'll beat the relay easily, and the Nats are on the board. Bryce Harper, RBI number 21, third of this series.
A good job of putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. Probably not what Bryce had in mind to start the at-bat, but in a 2-strike count against a veteran guy that knows what he's doing. Put the ball in play, get you on the board quick, and You see guys asking Denard Span what he hit right there, and he gave him the curveball sign. That's what he hit.
Guys doing a lot of homework here in the first inning. Ryan Zimmerman. Oh for 4, 3 strikeouts last night. 2 for 14 since coming off the DL. But there is no doubt about the fact that Ryan's presence back in the middle of that lineup has made a difference. His numbers will come right now. The guys hitting around him are benefiting from his return. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 for 3 career against Pfister. And Adam LaRoche suddenly hot, waiting. That's a strike. 2-1. Man, 6'8", 200. Hitters will tell you it's tough facing a guy who's throwing so severely downhill at you. Giants and Yankees both drafted Pfister as a youngster. Giants out of high school. Yankees, after a couple of years at Fresno State, he decided to stay, and then finally signed with the Mariners. That ball is smoked into left. Serious contact from Ryan Zimmerman. 2 on, 1 out, 3 hits in the inning.
Yeah, some more comfortable swings from the Nationals hitters here early. Denard Span first, and then Ryan Zimmerman second. Curveball, 74 miles an hour. And so far, early returns here in the first. Doug Pfister's been up with everything. Look at a leg kick from Ryan Zimmerman. Get that thing up early, get it down early, and catch that curveball out in front. Good swing.
Great look on the Verizon Fios Exmo. Switch to 100% fiber optic Verizon Fios. Supercharge your internet speeds. And a strike to Adam LaRoche, who has never faced Doug Pfister. Great start to the ball game. The Nats are 3 for 4. Trying to put a crooked number on the board now. 5-game hitting streak for LaRoche.
Nats are 14-1 when they score first this year.
Wow, that throw right on the bag. Was that Tony Tarasco or Trent Jewett hollering back? And Bryce Harper just made it. Johnny Peralta getting in behind the runner.
Now, daylight pick here from the Tigers. Peralta coming in behind Bryce Harper. The throw on the bag.
Wow.
But Peralta had to concentrate on catching the ball first because it was so low before he could make the tag.
Adam LaRoche has done it again. Here comes Harper. The ball is booted by Austin Jackson. Nationals lead 2-0. Looked like Trent Jewett was going to hold Bryce. And now the Nats get that crooked number.
Stay hot, Adam LaRoche. What a swing right there. And you're right, Trent Jewett had to stop Bryce Harper because the ball was hit so hard. Very rarely will you see Trent Jewett with a stop sign, especially with the guy, the speed that Bryce Harper has. But Alan Jackson, a little peak, and speed will cause that to happen in the outfield. Maybe thinking Bryce Harper's fast. I got to be quick right here. Jackson took a peek, and this will probably show it the best. Watch his head come up right there. Ball took a funny hop, and then Trent Jewett, after the stop sign, had to restart Bryce Harper. And give Ryan Zimmerman credit for reading that and being on third base here with 1 out. You see the stop sign as the trail runner. You stop. He saw the bobble in advance. Nice job.
Last night, Torrey Hunter made his first error of the year. Today, Austin Jackson makes his. Here's Ian Desmond, who could turn this into a huge inning. He goes up hacking, got jammed on that. So no RBI for LaRoche. Base hit, E9. Or rather E8, pardon me, center fielder.
You see everything from Pfister's up. When he's locked in and nasty, it's all down the zone. Everything's moving. It starts at your knees and goes lower. Gets a lot of ground ball outs. Right now here in the first inning, everything elevated. Nats taking advantage.
Desmond 0 for 2 career against Pfister. That ball's hit hard up the middle, base hit. Zimmerman scores. LaRoche stopping at second. The Nationals lead 3-0 on 5 hits.
Well, we haven't had a chance to say this a lot this year, but this is a perfect example of keep the line moving. Ian Desmond joining the hit club right now, and another fastball up from Pfister. Desmond does a nice job of staying in the middle of the field. And Pfister right now a little bit quick with his delivery. When he has that pause at the top, it allows him to stay back, get out in front, and get that release point. But right now a little fast, maybe in the stretch faster than he wanted to because of Denard Span's double. Struggling here in the first.
Jeff Jones has made a visit to the mound. Still only 1 out and 2 men aboard again. So the Nats have had Pfister off the stretch constantly. LaRoche stopping at second on the Desmond RBI, Ian's 12th of the year. Ian Desmond, kind of interesting. He only went 2 for 17 in 4 games in the number 2 spot. Now that he's back in his number 6 spot, he's doing some things. That's an RBI spot in the lineup, and he did just that. Danny Espinosa, 0 for 3 career, hitting behind Desmond. 0 for 3 career against Pfister. Danny got his batting average up to 200 last night. He's been on base 9 of his last 10 games. That was off speed upstairs, even the changeup hanging up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pfister taking a while. Espinosa stepping out. Good take on a tight pitch, 2-1. Here we are in the first inning talking about the number 8 hitter on deck. Espinosa late for that 89, counts even 2-2. Danny 2 for 3 last night, butt base hit, third base line, single up the middle. Eleven of his 19 hits extra bases this year. And he takes the off speed, count goes full.
Good block right there by Alex Avila. Keeping the runners right where they're at, keeping that double play in order.
Tigers ERA 3.32, second best to Texas in the American League coming in. Espinosa takes one right down the middle and strikes out looking. 2 outs.
That's at the defense for the Tigers right now. Andy Dirks, Austin Jackson, Torrey Hunter in the outfield, Peralta Cabrera on the left side, Infante Fielder on the right side, and Alex Avila doing the catching.
Wilson Ramos hitting .278 on the heels of that 3-hit game at PNC Park. 6 RBIs.
And put on some kind of display today in batting practice.
That's on the inside corner.
I mean, you know he has pop. You're talking about the red seats all the time. That's where he likes to go when he hits a home run here at Nats Park. But stand behind that cage and watch this guy hit in batting practice. The ball has a different sound coming off his bat.
And a couple of heaters right in there, 0-2. Wilson needs to take some hacks, or you'd hate to see the last 2 guys in the inning strike out on called third strikes with 2 men aboard. 3 runs already in. Right now, Doug Pfister is 3 pitches short of a 30-pitch first inning. Ramos is going to look at it on the outside corner. So the Nats get 5 hits. It all starts with a Denard Span double. Bernardina's speed, land shark attack, and then Zimmerman, LaRoche, and Desmond for an RBI. The Nats put 3 on the board in the first inning. And really, Dan Herron got him in the dugout quickly, gave up a single. That was it. 15 pitches in his first inning. Now the Freight Railworks do-ups for the Tigers. And everybody in their lineup today, including Fielder, who made the last out last inning, has had at least 6 career at-bats against Dan Herron. So Dirks 2 for 9, Peralta 6 for 25, and then Alex Avila 0 for 8. They know Dan Herron well from his many days with Oakland and the Angels in the American League. Andy Dirks hitting .247. A base hit and a walk, 1 for 3 last night. He's on a 4-game hitting streak with 7 base hits. That's a strike.
I remember on May 2nd at Atlanta, the Nationals scored 3 runs early for Dan Herron, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. And we saw how he pitches against a good hitting lineup with a lead.
And that was all the offense in that game. .122 career wins. Dan making his 293rd start tonight. And a little flare right side. Danny Espinosa has the angle. He's retired for the first 5. Second inning presented by Luna. Call tonight for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free. 877-241 Luna. Not a bad crowd considering it's a makeup game and a tough time of the day for some of our fans to get to the ballpark. We may have a lot more here an hour from now than we do now. Folks still coming down Half Street. Here's Johnny Peralta, who's on a 7-game hitting streak after singling twice and walking last night.
Probably a few people caught in traffic too this time of day, maybe around
No
here.
chance, no chance. Come on.
Maybe.
And now an 8-game streak for Johnny Peralta. He's always been a good offensive player. That's a shortstop hitting over .310. And he plays solid defense. Tigers have their second base hit. That'll bring in Alex Avila. .26-year-old catcher from Hialeah, Florida, down in Gio's neighborhood. Went to Archbishop McCarthy High School down there, on to Alabama. And the Tigers first drafted him, but he didn't sign. Fastball up. Actually, a bit of a change of speeds there, 85.
It's cutter. That's all Dan Herron's been doing lately, especially the left-handers. Cutter in, split away. Getting inside that split to where it's got that downward tumble that goes away from a lefty. Make you aware that 85, 86 coming in.
That ball hit hard to right. Bryce Harper going back. He is there to grab it in the middle of the track. And he throws a one-hop seed into Ian Desmond. 2 outs. Bryce Harper, he really seems to enjoy center field and right field.
Well, look at the range, and that's a cutter up from Dan Herron. Last couple have been up in the zone. Avila taking advantage, gave it a ride, but the speed and range of Bryce Harper, and then the arm of Bryce Harper after he makes a great play going toward his own bullpen. He always loves to show off the hose, but check out the one hopper right on the money in case anybody was thinking of tagging. Not going to happen on a ball like that.
Number 8 hitter Omar Infante takes a strike. Infante, best career batting average against Dan Herron of the Tigers, 7 for 15. That's kept him off base last night. He was robbed of a hit on that spectacular play in the 9th inning by Roger Bernardina. Danny Espinosa can't reach that. Peralta scampers to third. And here's where the absence of the DH plays into the Nats' hands, because in the National League ballpark now you're facing the pitcher.
That's a thing right there for Omar Infante. Just catches one off the end of the bat out in front a little bit. See the bat shake. Perfectly placed lob wedge over the head of Danny Espinosa. As a hitter, you'll take a million of those.
Doug Fister is 2 for 10 career with an RBI. So he's made contact a couple of times in his career. Herron moves one away from him for a strike. We thought it was strange the Nats end the season in Arizona. The Tigers are going to end the season in Miami. And one of their broadcasters told me this morning, how bizarre is that? Our last 3 games of the season without a DH. And their pitcher drives in a run. His second of his career. It's a 3-1 game.
Well, it's hard to have a short swing when you're 6'8". But Doug Fister right here shows you one. They got a cutter, maybe with a little more plate than Dan Herron wanted to. You see Herron with the bare hand effort at it. And Doug Fister helping himself out, putting the Tigers on the board here in the second.
And now the inning far from over with Austin Jackson coming in.
I was wondering with the extra day for Dan Herron, would he be a little bit strong today, and would his pitches be up in the zone? And so far they have. He's elevating that cutter. The split's been good, but the cut fastball and the fastball have been up in the zone here early for Dan Herron. There's the split.
That's a beauty. Mercedes-Benz, MBUSA.com on the pitch track.
Yeah, got it out front on top. Good late movement. Austin Jackson swinging over the top.
1 for 6 in the series. He's gone the other way with fly balls 4 times, all caught by Bryce Harper. It's a big at bat in this game. And he rocks one to center. Here comes Span. Denard got a great read and grabs it. So 3 hits in the inning, and the hardest hit ball caught by Span. The Nats outfield playing some defense today, huh?
Expanding. We're going to show you Denard Span right here. As good as anybody in baseball with first step quickness. And how do you have first step quickness? Well, you work on it, number one. Number two, you anticipate the baseball every single pitch the whole game. And you never see Denard Span surprised that the ball is hit to him. He's not out there practicing his stance, thinking about his last at-bat. He's on his toes, waiting for the baseball every single pitch.
Well, both teams swinging the bats here suddenly, and here's Heron to lead off. Bottom of the second. Span, Bernardina to follow. If you missed our first inning, where were you? 3 runs on 5 hits.
So that was a good swing by Austin Jackson. I think I referred to him as Alan Jackson early in the broadcast. You know whose fault that is? Andy Dirks in left field and all those Dirks Bentley promos we did. And I got my country musicians mixed up and baseball players all in one. Yeah. So you got Dirks in left. It's got to be Alan Jackson in center, doesn't it?
Any country guys named Hunter?
My apologies, right? Austin.
Outside to Dan Heron on an 0-2 pitch. Low and inside.
You see, that's the fastball, though, that Doug Fister's looking for. That 90 miles an hour, 86 to 90 with late sink down in the zone. And hasn't been there yet. He's looking to slow things down and get it out front here.
Heron gets one over the mound. Charged by the shortstop, Johnny Peralta, who picked it up. That was the toughest part of that play. Top of the order coming up. Single game tickets on sale. Cubbies are coming tomorrow night, and then Saturday at 4, Sunday at 1:30. Get your 2013 single game tickets. Some start at just $10. Nationals.com/tickets. Flash that in attitude and flash some red this weekend in answer to some Cubby blue that'll probably be in the ballpark.
Look at Samardzija and some guy that used to pitch for the Nats in the second game for the Cubs.
Yeah, Edwin Jackson and Steven Strasburg on Saturday. Jeff Samardzija, by the way, is the Strasburg of their staff. 3.09 ERA, league hitting .210 against him, and he's 1-4.
Wow.
And that guy can bring it.
Well, I can't wait to see Edwin Jackson. Everybody around here talking about him today. We miss him.
Denard Span bounced a double over the first base bag. Bottom of the first, and then scored on a Bryce Harper Fielder's Choice grounder. After a Roger Bernardina perfectly executed bunt base hit to the right side. 0-2 and look out.
Right now he's saying, how in the world did I get out of the way of that? And did it get him? It did. It just clipped him, and he'll take the base. A little delayed reaction there by Denard Span. You couldn't tell if it hit him or not. Let's see. That's a cutter that just won't stop cutting and barely got his pant leg on the back knee. And
wow, how did they tell?
It must have been a sound. A couple of sounds. Click, click. You hear 2 sounds, the umpire, take your base.
Span on for the 4th time in this series already. And a strike to Roger Bernardina.
I would be okay if Roger Bernardina bunted every single at-bat the rest of the season.
I think he'd bat 350.
I mean, you got Miguel Cabrera at third base, known more for his offense. Something you might want to take advantage of in this series. Not bad over there. He can make the routine plays, but
no balls, 2 strikes. Roger now 4 for 30 with that base hit. But he's trending well. Three hits in the last 2 games he has started. This will be close. On the track, Cabrera unable to get there.
Looks like a little rain shower approaching over the third base line.
Yeah, clouds coming over from Arlington. It's been kind of a strange afternoon. Sun playing peekaboo. Changing conditions for the outfielders. You saw Bryce Harper battled the sun on the first play of the game. 3 batters later, with cloud cover, he raced deep towards the gap to pull one in. Looking ominous here.
And not good.
0-2. Bernardina fouls one straight back.
Yeah, 40 pitches already early in this game for Doug Fister. 65% heat.
Yeah, 28 of those in the first inning. Had to get 2 outs with strikeouts at the end of that frame. Roger trying to battle his way back in this count with 1 out. Nissan will track it.
Curveball high.
Sign and drive today only during Nissan's sign and drive event. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Oh, Bryce Harper, he fell behind in the count with 2 men aboard first time. Battled his way to a ground ball RBI. Inside, Bernardina jumping back, and Doug Fister was trying to swing that thing back to the inside corner.
Well, this is better than the curveball, the previous pitch. Doug Fister wanted it. Good frame by Avila on the backside. And Fister with a good move to first base. Very quick to the plate. Tough to steal off of. Feels his position well. Good athlete, as you saw by the base hit up the middle. Now Span shortening up after that good move right there by Fister.
Bernardina takes one high and tight, and back his Span as the catcher tried to pick him off.
Everybody picking on Denard all of a sudden. He'd say, what did I do to deserve this? 8 throwovers, and yeah, try to get me. I guess you get picked off in the first game of the series. Everybody thinks they have a shot at you.
3-2. Span not being held. He's running. Bernardina takes it inside. And after the count was 0-2, Roger Bernardina did battle his way back.
3-2 changeup. Saw it early. Saw it down early. Knew it was going to break lower and took it. Good at bat right there again by Shark.
Find out why the government and employees choose STG Inc. So at bats per home run. And Bryce Harper's hitting one every 11.2 ABs this year. He hit his 10th here last night. Collected RBI number 21 with that ground ball earlier here. So 7 of the first 11 Nationals have made it to first base. Or beyond. Span led off with a double first inning. Bryce takes the fastball outside, 1-1.
Well, he hit that home run last night, 10th of the year, and hasn't really seen anything on the inner half since. Pull side home run to right center. Over the scoreboard about 8 rows deep, and everything since then has been on the outer half.
Talked to former Tiger player, now broadcaster Jim Price after the game last night. He was so impressed with Harper and what he did early in the count against that breaking ball last night for the home run. He said, 20-year-old kids don't do that. What's up with this guy?
I talked to him about that today. I said, were you sitting on that breaking ball first pitch? And he said, you know what? I wasn't sitting on it, but he hadn't thrown me a breaking ball. And this is how the thought process goes for Bryce Harper. Wasn't sitting on it. I was just thinking about it. I thought I hadn't seen it yet. It's the only pitch I hadn't seen up to that point, and I figured he might try to throw it to me, so it was just on my brain, and I got it first pitch and caught it out front.
Yeah, that was his 3rd at bat of the night against Anibal Sanchez. Now he works the count to 3-2. Nats are grinding out some great at bats right here.
You got to start the runners here, don't you? Heat everywhere. Up by 2 runs.
The guy at second, a guy at first who can both fly.
Fister quick to the plate, though.
3-2 with 1 out. They're holding, and Harper will go defensive and foul it out of play. We do have a few raindrops falling here now.
Here's the tater we're talking about last night. Bryce Harper, 10th tater. Say that 10 times fast. Caught it out front. First pitch curveball. See you.
3-2 with one out again. Right in there, and Harper knows it. 3 strikeouts for Doug Fister, and they've all been taken third strikes.
What's that swing back fastball? The old Greg Maddux piece where he starts it at your front hip, runs it back. The only time it's really a strike is when it hits leather. You're looking at this pitch. If you're Danny Espinosa, Bryce Harper, you're thinking it might hit you, and at least it's off the plate in. You see that last little swing back movement there, maybe the last 5 feet. It's a guy that knows what he's doing with 2 strikes. It's a good pitch.
Ryan Zimmerman hit the ball extremely hard left field, base hit, first time up. That's the hit that really set up the rest of the inning after Harper got the first RBI on the grounder.
So difficult for a left-handed hitter to pull the trigger on a pitch that you feel like A is way off the plate, B maybe even has a chance to hit you that comes back that late.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rain starting to come down harder now. Boy, the Nats are really making this guy work. 53 pitches with 2 outs in the second inning. Tigers already have their bullpen working.
It's a good take. That's the pitch that Doug Fister wants you to swing at. It's even better taking a 1-1 count to get to a 2-1 count. Always talk about that's the biggest count in baseball.
That's Luke Pekonen. Just kind of standing around watching what happens here. Maybe this inning comes to an end, and maybe it doesn't. A broken bat base hit. The Nats lead 4-1. Ryan Zimmerman's 2 for 2, and that's his 12th RBI of the year.
We talk about how baseball is a game of inches. Denard Span barely getting hit on the pant leg right by his knee. Gets on base, and then Ryan Zimmerman barely gets the ball off the barrel and throws it into center field for a 2-out RBI to score Denard Span. The 4th run of the game for the Nats. Bad died a hero.
What a good tack-on run for the Nationals after the Tigers had just scored. Here's Adam LaRoche again. 8 for his last 14.
But I always go back to that pitch by Doug Fister right there. If it's down in the zone and he breaks a bat, it's a ground ball.
Right.
And when you're up and you hear pitchers all the time, well, I made a good pitch. He broke his bat. Well, it was up, and he was able to elevate it over the infield. If it's down, you get a ground ball out of that.
And a strike to LaRoche. 1 ball, 1 strike. LaRoche stings one to right center. Bernardina will score. The Nats lead 5-1, and Adam LaRoche is on fire. He is 9 for his last 15.
And never panic in Adam LaRoche all season long, going through that scuffle in April. Figuring things out in May as you look at another Doug Fister pitch up in the zone. LaRoche taking advantage. And it's hard to see it when you're in the middle of that storm like LaRoche was, but when you're such a good hitter, if you have a bad month, you're going to have a lot of days going home happy the rest of the season with a couple of hits. And LaRoche with his 2nd hit of the day here early.
And as the Nats keep peppering the ball around the field, the rain coming down hard now. That's a strike to Ian Desmond, who singled for an RBI up the middle first time.
Just a small shower moving to the north of D.C. And as your Bob's Bootleg Weather Report for today.
You're not going to pin this one on me.
Hey, I'm looking at the radar. It's small. It's nothing.
I will tell you one thing. You're having a better week than the other guys.
Hey, I love weathermen. They're like baseball players. 3 for 10. They're in the Hall of Fame.
Evidently. Oh, 2 to Desmond. Ian has to step out.
The rain drops off that helmet.
STG Inc. as we go inside the numbers. Verlander, Anibal Sanchez, Doug Fister, all in the top 10 in ERA. The Nats missing Verlander, of course, who pitched so well for the Tigers at Houston on Sunday. And missing Max Scherzer as well, one of the leading strikeout guys in the American League. 0-2 pitch. Desmond gets jammed, and that is caught by Prince Fielder. Got a funny jump on that ball, able to grab it. The Nats tack on 2 more in the rain and lead 5-1. Five-1 on to the third inning. AFCEA is the association for global security professionals. And under the umbrella, here's Julie.
Hey, Bob. You know, I started out this game wearing sunglasses, and here I am. It's the third inning, and I'm in full-on rain gear. And it's because of this rain that's been threatening us these past few days. We're seeing these 2 pitchers going up on extra days rest. Now, for Pfister, he says it doesn't bother him. Dan Herron also said that he welcomes extra days rest. He said that as he gets older, that it's all about the days off. He said we only get about 16 during the season, so he welcomes an extra day of rest. He said by the time you get out there, it's just like pitching another game. Jordan Zimmerman had said that, you know, sometimes his numbers aren't as good on extra days rest, but obviously that was not a factor for him last night.
Boy, he looked as sharp as if he was pitching every 4th day last night.
Well, power guys love the extra days rest. I'm surprised that a couple of guys that rely on command, which is sometimes more effective, especially with Pfister, the sink for sinker ball pitchers, when they're on schedule or maybe even a little bit tired. When you're strong as a control and command guy, you have a tendency to be up in the zone. Pfister has so far in this game.
34 pitches, 24 strikes for Herron first 2 innings. Torrey Hunter leading off here. Oh, 2 again. Pretty good take by Torrey Hunter.
You see everybody running for the exits like a hurricane's hitting. It's just sprinkling. It's not raining that hard right now. Everybody getting up the concourse. Nobody wants to get wet.
Left side, Ryan Zimmerman comes forward to get the one hopper, and he unloads it in a hurry. Adam LaRoche was still approaching the bag when that ball was in the air. A quick out here. And it's always great to keep men off base in front of Cabrera and Fielder. The Nats have done a good job of that.
Well, you know that Ryan Zimmerman likes to field the ball on the run, but anytime it's wet out, get that thing before it has another opportunity to hop on a wet field. On the run, perfect throw to Adam LaRoche.
Cabrera, ringing single to left field his first time. 2 singles, 1 for an RBI last night in 5 at-bats in this series.
Coming into today, 361 career against this franchise. Montreal and obviously Washington, D.C. 18 doubles, a triple, 21 homers, 79 RBI in 86 career games.
Yeah, and most of that as a Marlin. And with that short porch in left field down there they used to have, he would wear the Nationals out. Routine fly ball, as routine as one can be looking into the raindrops for Bryce Harper. Don't get to say this very often during a game, but it's 5 p.m. Bob, FP, and Julie in the elements here at Nationals Park. Big time offensive start. Washington 5 runs on 7 hits already. And Dan Herron trying to get Prince Fielder and get back off the field here in the 3rd inning. Prince laced one hard to right field first time, and Bryce Harper raced out toward his right to grab it. Right at Ian Desmond with a 2-hopper. On target and in the elements, a really good 3rd inning for Dan Herron, working with a nice lead. On a Acela Express now. 16 daily departures between D.C. and New York. Book now at Amtrak.com. Tonight span the igniter. Ryan Zimmerman, an RBI man, one of several. Dan Herron doing his job, but it's nice to see Ryan 2 for 2.
Well, it's nice to see the middle of the order doing their thing. 4, 5, and 6. When you have the big guys clicking, it lets everybody else relax and do their job. And it's been a while since the middle of the order has been all locked in together, but we saw LaRoche with the knock. Now Ian Desmond. So 4, 5, and 6 today for the Nats. 5 for 6 with 3 RBI.
Going into the Pittsburgh series last Friday, Adam LaRoche was batting 136. Right now he's at 200. Here's Danny Espinosa, who reached 200 last night. Struck out looking today, and he skies one out to center, where Austin Jackson completely lost it for a moment and then had to retreat about 30 more feet to grab it. Tough conditions. STG Inc. takes us inside the numbers. Government and employees choosing STG Inc. So when they score 5 or more, the Nats eclipsed only by the Yankees in consecutive wins this year. Tigers on that list, and of course St. Louis and Texas, 2 really good offensive teams. Here's Wilson Ramos. Struck out looking first time, breaking ball way outside. Nats made Pfister pitch 61 times in the first 2 innings.
If for some reason the Nationals lose this game, I want to make that last graphic the Miller Lite play of the game.
Why are you thinking such thoughts?
Because that's a jinx.
Well, if players were producers, there would be no graphics and no announcer could say anything.
You're right.
You guys play, we'll do our jobs up here, all right?
Well, Davey didn't see it, so that got that going for you, which is nice.
1-2 pitch. Ramos takes a big-time rip. He's 0 for 4 career against Pfister.
67th pitch coming.
Now they have a left-hander throwing out there, Darren Downs. They've got half the mound covered in their bullpen. The Nats mound completely covered in theirs. That's a big breaking ball that Wilson Ramos could not reach. 4th strikeout for Pfister. He'll face Dan Herron. It's a possibility today when the Nats win. Everyone does. If they win and score 7 or more, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com. Promo code NATS50 valid at participating D.C., Maryland, and Northern Virginia Papa John's locations. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official pizza of your Washington Nationals. And now each pitcher has an up-the-middle base hit today.
Big
for Dan Herron, his 3rd hit of the year.
Big turn at first right there for Herron. Base hit up the middle. He's all smiles. Why not?
Big turn. Were you kidding me?
Yes.
Okay. Like, okay, did I miss something?
No. That was sarcasm all the way. But look at the base hit right up the middle. Keep that front side closed. Pull those hands inside. Get yourself a knock up the middle. Nice piece. There's the big turn I was talking about. Right there.
Here's Denard Span, 3 for 3 getting on, or rather 2 for 2 getting on base. Maybe about to be 3 for 3. His on-base percentage coming in .351. So he's right around his career average in that important stat. Hey, he was born here. He should feel at home at Nationals Park.
He's on pace for 8 at-bats today. 3rd at-bat, 3rd inning.
Things are clearing up to the west of us. There's a rainbow way out to the east. Looks like it's right over RFK Stadium.
I told you it was just a passing shower. I don't miss.
Span takes a hard swing on 2-0. Folks are starting to make their way back to their seats here.
The conditions are safe. You can go back to your seats.
2-1 to Span, who's now hitting .292, and with Pfister taking forever, he'll step out. That'll even the count. Man, swinging from the heels twice during this AB. Looks like Denard's trying to make it 7-1.
Well, his swing, there's a natted dude right there. He's got his lid on, trying to keep the rain off. I like it. It's those backpacks they gave away, right? They make hats too. I love it. There you go. There's another natted dude. Taking a little time off school, maybe left early today.
Yeah. Span out to center for Austin Jackson. Nats are gone without scoring for the first time in this game. It's on to the 4th. It is 5-1 Washington. Right now, have been for a while. Take advantage. Pick 4 games, get a 5th one free. Go to nationals.com/flex and check it out. Why don't you get started when the Nationals play the Chicago Cubs this weekend? 7 o'clock tomorrow night, 4 o'clock Saturday, 1:35 Sunday. So the weather has moved off to the east of us. There is still some dark stuff down to the south, but the sun came out during the commercial break, and now it's a glorious afternoon again. We have an AT&T fact of the game for you. The Nats had a hard time against good teams early. Since then, they've won 2 out of every 3 against clubs like Cincinnati, split with Atlanta, played well against the Pirates.
Well, when you're not clicking, good teams will expose your weaknesses, and that's what happened early. And a little flip of the calendar to May, things have changed. Davey Johnson.
You know why he's laughing?
The weather. He's getting a kick out of it. It's sunny. Now it's starting to pour again.
Yeah, it is. We are bathed in sunshine, and the rain is pouring down. This won't last for a while, we hope. Here's Andy Dirks.
And fans are confused everywhere. They can't decide whether to stay in the sun or run for the concourse.
Up aisle, down aisle.
A guy undercover laughing at him. It's not cool.
Andy Dirks popped up to Danny Espinosa first time up, and Dan Herron misses with his first 2 pitches in the top of the 4th. And as a faucet gets turned gradually, it's starting to slow down already. That's out to Ian Desmond, who scoops it up and fires from near the bag for the out. Dan Herron's retired 5 in a row since the RBI single by Doug Fister. So their pitcher has half of their RBIs in this series. Next up, Johnny Peralta, who got that rally started 2 innings ago with a 1-out single to left, and he's now hit safely in 8 straight games, 11 for 30. Look at him just stroke the ball to the right side. Johnny Peralta has 4 hits in 5 at-bats in this series with a walk. He's aboard for Alex Avila.
You know, obviously Peralta with a good swing right here. The leg kick up early, the foot down early as well. Just placing that out there. Look at that big leg kick. A lot like Ryan Zimmerman's. I think there's something to be said for hitting behind Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, in the sense that pitchers, we talked about it last night, it's human nature to take a deep breath if you get those guys out. Number one, they're going to be on base for you a lot during the season. You can do some damage and put up some big numbers. But number two, they do happen to make outs. Maybe the guy you're facing takes a deep breath and you could take advantage. In the last 2 nights, Johnny Peralta's done just that with a good swing.
And it happened twice last night. 6th inning, Jordan Zimmerman got Cabrera Fielder, gave up 2 singles, got out of the inning. 8th inning, Tyler Clippard got Cabrera Fielder, walk, struck out, next man to get out of the inning. Case and point well taken. Tyler Clippard had a 34-pitch 8th inning against these guys last night. One ball, 1 strike. Avila rocks one to right, and here comes the sliding Bryce Harper, who's had a very active day in right field. Second time he's taken a hit away from that batter.
An active day and a good day so far for Bryce Harper out there in right. Went back to the wall, made a good play earlier in the game on Avila, who hit a ball to the wall. This time Avila tries in front of Bryce Harper, and that way's closed too. Good jump, sliding catch. Sun might have been a factor. Nice play once again by the right fielder.
Squaring around and then pulling the bat back. Strike 1, Omar Infante. He dropped a base hit over the head of Danny Espinosa last time, and he'll drop one over the head of Ian Desmond this time. And here comes the pitcher again. Tigers have 5 hits. PNC Bank for the Achiever and you with our minor league report. And by the way, they're going to hit for their pitcher here in a moment with Victor Martinez. Cutter Dykstra, that's got him in a deal last year, and he is on fire down at High A Ball in Woodbridge. .294 for the Potomac Nationals. Driving in some runs, scoring some runs. He's seen the ball well. 6 walks, on base percentage great.
Call him up. He's ready. It's been a while since the Dykstra's played for Davy Johnson.
So Pfister is done after 74 pitches in 3 innings. And Jim Leland goes for the big swing here to get back in this game with Victor Martinez. And it looks like Darren Downs will take over. Martinez pinch hit for the first time this year last night and flied out against Rafael Soriano left in the 9th inning. Martinez career against Dan Herron 9 for 25 with a home run.
A lot of fastballs, but they've been cutters so far from Herron. Cutter in, split away to lefties. Split's more straight down today than it was last time in Atlanta, where he was kind of breaking it off down the way.
That's a beauty. So the Nats get Pfister for 5 runs on 8 hits in 3 innings. He struck out 4, walked 1, and that man did score. Hit a batter, 74 pitches, 50 strikes. Dan Herron looking for a shutdown inning here. 0-2. A little bit down. Goes off speed again.
This becomes a big pitch in the sequence. You don't want to go full. Give Johnny Peralta a head start. 3-2, 2 outs at second base. Austin Jackson on deck.
Tigers down by 4. A ball club that can make that change in an instant. Swing and a miss. 86 diving straight down. Maybe the best pitch of the day for Dan Herron's first strikeout. Changing like crazy for the better, we hope, and it stays. Bottom of the 4th inning, Bernardino, Harper, and Zimmerman. Nats, Tigers, interesting managerial matchup throughout this series, Julie.
That's right, Bob. You know, Jim Leyland and Davey Johnson have quite the storied past together. They're meeting for the first time in this series since 1999. 5 Manager of the Year awards between them. They faced each other within these MLB lineups: Mets Pirates, Reds Pirates, Orioles Marlins, and Dodgers Rockies. I talked to Jim Leyland before the game today, and he says when he thinks of Davey, he thinks he's an intelligent person. He's a bright guy. He has all the respect in the world for him. He said it was a little challenging back in '86 when they went up against each other, Mets Pirates. He said, but he considers him a friend and has a lot of mutual respect there.
Well, I've got them for a combined 2,735 wins. Look at these guys.
Davey Johnson's 79-46 career against Jim Leyland.
Inside some unbelievable numbers, brought to you by Jeep. Check out the full line of Jeep vehicles at Jeep.com. Left-hander Darren Downs, 28-year-old out of Southfield, Michigan, right in the Detroit area. And he's greeted by a strong Roger Bernardino swing. Downs, 18 games for the Tigers last year after 9+ years in the minor leagues with the Cubs, Tampa Bay, Florida, and Detroit.
Righty's hitting only 179 against the lefty Downs. Better against right-handers so far this year.
And now, because the weather's cleared up, you've got that crazy shadow situation with the left side grandstand shading part of the infield.
Well, I think if you talk to players right now, they'd rather have raindrops on the bill of their helmet than hitting in shadows.
1-1 to Roger, and that's way outside.
Downs a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, curveball change. Fastball averaging 89 miles an hour. Throws the slider a lot.
Only one net hitter's ever faced him before, and that's Denard Span. 2-1 pitch. Bernardino looks at one on the inside corner.
Here's a slider.
Roger. Bunt, base hit, a walk, a run scored. Swing and a miss on what appeared to be another pretty good breaking ball. Nats have struck out 5 times today. And Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, the next 2 hitters.
I bet you Alex Avila right now is telling Bryce Harper, leave me alone. See him talking right there as he got in the box. Robbed Avila of a couple base hits today out in right field. And catchers will do that. Take a couple hits from him. I think they're talking right now. And, hey, dude, you took one away on the track and then you came in making a sliding catch. Guess what? You're getting all sliders right here. There's one.
Harper 0 for 2, but an RBI ground ball.
If you're Bryce Harper right now, it's a dangerous game plan to try to pull that slider from Darren Downs. So you think about going to left center field hard right here, maybe hitting a line drive through the shortstop. Keep you on that slider longer. You're getting pull mode against a lefty that's 3/4 throwing sliders from the first base side of the rubber. Not a good thing.
That's slowing in, 2-1. He went fastball there, 91.
Show me fastball in to get back to the slider away.
So Ryan Zimmerman, perfect day so far, waiting. Target away. And Harper chops that breaking ball. The count's even 2-2.
Bryce Harper knows he had a mistake right there. Slider up in the zone, tapped it foul. Supposed to be down the way, and Downs left it right down the middle.
By the way, great game to win today if the Nats can do it. And then the Cubs are coming in. The Braves are opening a series in San Francisco tonight. And the Giants have played their way to the top of the West at 20-14. Big slow breaking ball for the strikeout, 2 in a row.
The Giants in first place, and you look at the standings, the Dodgers in last. How weird does that look?
Cha-ching. Doesn't always work. Tomorrow night, a Pilsner Cup presented by Miller Lite to the first 15,000 fans. 21 and over, you must enter through the center field gates to receive it. Go to nationals.com/tickets to get into the ballpark. And the Cup, while supplies last, some restrictions apply. Jeff Samardzija tomorrow night and Ross Detweiler.
It's about a beer and a half cup.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's about 3 for me. Zimmerman base hit left field. Broken bat base hit up the middle. Ryan's batting average up to 232. That one just drifting outside, 3-0. Well, the way Adam LaRoche is going, you'd almost welcome watching him against a left-hander.
Well, you got to go broadcaster green light right here, 3-0, don't you?
I think so.
I just saw you give him a sign.
That's a $50 fine.
He didn't like it. You got to get a pitch you can drive.
Ryan, I told you to swing.
Well, you can't see this far. You can't see this high up.
Ryan's hit 1 homer this year. Now the count is full, 3-2.
Ryan Zimmerman upset right there that either he took that pitch or he called it a strike. To me, with his body language, it seems like he's frustrated he didn't offer at it.
In the air, right center. Ball's got some carry. Taking Austin Jackson to the wall. 385 at the end of that scoreboard. So the Nats go in order for the first time today in a 5-1 game. Key inning coming up.
The 5th, it's time for your Head and Shoulders whiff. Head and Shoulders now with Old Spice. So there's some cologne in your shampoo. Let's go back to the Victor Martinez at bat. Dan Herron, probably the best pitch he's made all day for strike 3. Throwing some splits, some cutters in there. And then getting to the payoff pitch, goes cutter down and in. Late drop, 86 miles an hour. Good pitch, well placed on the inner half from Dan Herron.
58 pitches, 40 strikes through 4 for Dan. He'll face Austin Jackson, Torrey Hunter, and Miguel Cabrera. Those three hitters 1 for 6 today. Nasser done a good job against Jackson, even though he's hit a couple of balls hard. First pitch heater in there. This inning, whether Fielder bats or not, may go a long way toward deciding how the rest of this afternoon goes.
You can have cologne and shampoo, but if you have shampoo in your cologne, that would be messy.
During a rainstorm, downright ugly. Locked him up with 87.
This Austin Jackson last night likes to go to right field. Hit a ball hard to center last time up. Denard Span made a great play, but you see that swing right there. He was looking for something away, and he picked that up early, but the late sink brought it to the inner half, and he couldn't stop his swing.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers are 19-12, a game and a half up on Kansas City in the AL Central. They're 9-8 on the road. 3-1 in interleague play, and that's dealt them their first loss last night. That ball hammered to left center. Denard Span will have to try to cut it off. Won't be able to. And Austin Jackson, who's got great speed, checks in with a leadoff double. That will be his 10th extra base hit on double number 7.
They're doing a better job as he gets older at putting the ball in play. You see him 85-mile-an-hour cutter, started on the inner half, broke right down the middle. And a couple factors right here for Austin Jackson, stopping with just a double. Down by 4 runs, nobody out, but he had notions as he got to second base of stretching that, thought better of it and stopped.
He's had 1 triple this year. So here's where things get tough against this ball club. Torrey Hunter, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, the next 3. Aaron goes breaking ball, misses away. Torrey Hunter, ground ball to second, ground ball to third. Wow, big time rip.
And Torrey Hunter got his pitch and missed it. Fastball up at 88, inner half. Big swing. You see the numbers, 290 with runners in scoring position this year for Hunter.
That time Heron got up and in on him. And the count's 1-2.
Well, he's got him set up for that split down the way if he wants to go to it. There are 2 things right here in a 1-2 count. If you're Dan Heron, you can elevate the fastball, see if he'll chase or go right to that split. 67th pitch coming.
Great block by Wilson Ramos.
Yeah, good block right here. They went to the split. It was just low out of his hand. An easy take for Torrey Hunter. Not an easy take for Wilson Ramos. A little ricochet piece right there. Keeps it in front.
Yeah. Had a hard time centering that ball. Hit him right up around the left upper arm shoulder area. And Wilson, with that big body of his, able to keep it close. Three and two.
It's where the presence on deck and maybe even in the hole will affect the way you pitch the guy in the batter's box. Best hitter on the planet on deck. This becomes a big pitch.
That was 85 and up. Up the middle. Oh, look at this. A double play, but nobody covers second. Desmond and Espinoza looked at each other, and the throw went right through. So 1 out on the caught line drive, and a bizarre finish to that one with two guys who are so aggressive.
Well, the bright side is you robbed them of a hit right there, and I think if Dan Herron's square up like a lot of pitchers are, that ball goes up the middle. And he did the right thing. Maybe could have held on to it a little bit longer until somebody was there, but hey, you can't take your time. You're not really looking at the runner. You're picking up your target and nobody there. Ball goes into center. Right side should be first and third, or maybe first and home, 5-2 game. But it could have been a double play.
Here's Cabrera. You know, with a man at first, the shortstop, second baseman have been constantly checking with each other to determine who's covering. Do you just not do that when there's a guy at second?
Well, you just say, I got it, I got it, I got it. Somebody's got to call the bag there like a fly ball.
In the air to center. Denard Span is under it. It had to come down eventually. 2 outs.
If Dan Herron finishes square to the plate like you kids at home are supposed to when you finish in a good fielding position, there's no way he makes this play. But because he's fallen off the mound to the left side, to the second base side, watch him fall off and go right into the line drive off the bat of Torrey Hunter. You see the reaction from Hunter, and you see the reaction from Ian Desmond as the throw goes into center field.
And obviously no error assessed because there was no advancement by Jackson, who was obsessed with trying to get back to the bag.
But he kind of gave up, like, okay, this is a double play, you got me.
Here's fielder. You saw Joaquin Benoit warming up. That ball is gashed right at Denard Span. What an inning. That's a good omen for the rest of the way this game might go. I don't know. I'm just not crazy about the way Teddy's running here. He's going to stop. They're carrying the batons again on this relay. Tom takes Teddy down. And George wins again. What is going on? 2 presidents out of 5 have won races this year.
They got their own little thing going on. Something brewing. And I don't like it. Somebody else win besides the first 2 guys.
Yeah. What happened to diversity? Visit the main team store for 50% off Majestic's authentic collection featherweight fleece. It's available through Sunday. Go to nationals.com/store for more information. That's while supplies last. Some restrictions apply. And you might notice the last couple of homestands, the Nats will pick out a certain item, put it on sale, and it can be yours. That's a good looking way to sport the Curly W. Another inning of work for Darren Downs. 16 pitches, 9 strikes in the 4th inning when he struck out Bernardina and Harper and flew out Ryan Zimmerman to the scoreboard. And he faces the suddenly red-hot Adam LaRoche, and they put more of a shift on here.
Off the interstate, 200. Told you that was coming soon.
So Adam with a 6-game hitting streak now, 9 for 15, and don't forget about those 6 walks he drew as well. I mean, starting in Pittsburgh, he was just all over the bases. 5 walks, actually.
You don't have track record like Adam LaRoche has for all these years and not get to your numbers unless you're hurt. If you're healthy, it doesn't matter what you shoot on the front side, what you shoot on the back side. You're going to get to your numbers regardless, and he will this year. No doubt in my mind.
Downs nasty. He's retired all 4 he's faced, and he has struck out all 3 of the left-handers. Cubbies are already in town. They'll be here in the ballpark tomorrow night. Ross Detweiler against Jeff Samardzija. A couple of pitchers, 1-3 and 1-4. They both deserve better. Strasburg, Edwin Jackson, 4 o'clock Saturday. Gio Gonzalez and Scott Feldman, 1:35 on Sunday. Then the Nationals will start a long trek to the West Coast. They'll be gone for a week and a half to play the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants. Desmond, short right field, caught by Infante. 5 in a row for Darren Downs. Doing a good job for the Tigers of quieting this game down. Next up, Danny Espinosa. But the good news is for Dan Herron and eventually the Nats bullpen, not having to deal with Hunter, Cabrera, and Fielder now for a couple more innings. That's why that 5th inning was so big. And when Austin Jackson started with that double, well, things a little dicey for a moment. Danny has struck out looking, flied to center. And he'll turn around to the right side, where he's 4 for 20 on the year with one of his 3 home runs. That laser shot in Pittsburgh over the weekend.
Yeah, the right-handed swing looked real nice of late for Espinosa.
Nasty breaking ball down and in, 0-2.
I'm just going to mention it because I think it's the most over-talked about thing in the history of baseball during a broadcast, the shadows. It's not easy to hit right now. The guy's having trouble picking up the ball. Prince Fielder with the best at-bat of late, and he's got those shades on, so maybe that helped him, but yeah, not easy to hit right now.
Yeah, that's why in October you have so many low-scoring games. A lot of playoff games start at odd times. 1-2 delivery. Danny was reaching for that one. And Peralta makes a nice play. That guy is smooth as silk at shortstop. Here we go to the 6th. 5-6-7 for the Tigers. Nats by 4. Last row gets soaked, and now you can get some suntan. What a day at the ballpark. Nats got off to a great offensive start, and tomorrow night the Cubs will be here, and you have one of the Miller Lite Pilsner cups.
I do, and this is my second one actually. I'm snaking a few of them, but yeah, looking forward to the Cubs coming to town. Looking forward to this game right now and seeing how it ends with Dan Herron out there doing the job. I mean, the pitchers have been so good since May 1st. We showed the graphic in the open about how they've turned their season around. It's a long way to go in this game, but Dan Herron has been getting the job done. Maybe not as good a stuff as he had last time out in Atlanta, but a veteran guy knows what to do with the lead.
Did notice my Pilsner Cup is missing.
Here you go.
I'd renamed it the Pilford Cup.
Come over to my condo. I don't have glasses or anything, so
there's no place to park over there.
Now I have two.
Top of the 6th inning, Andy Dirks has popped up and grounded out. Last time I went over there, I said, I'm here to see FP Santangelo. The guy said, that'll be $50 for 1 hour of parking. What are you and him splitting that?
Yep. Just take it off the price of your scorebook.
You are not going to tap into that revenue stream, I'm telling you right now. Tiger box score, 3 hits in the second when the pitcher, Doug Fister, drove in their only run of the day, 2 hits in the 4th. Dan Herron's had the answer every time since they've had a rally going. That's a good-looking pitch, and it gets Dirks on the swing back. That's only strikeout number 2 for Dan Herron today. Mercedes-Benz will track it. He's really throwing the ball well.
Well, it's a swing back fastball, 90 miles an hour, 2-seamer. And we saw that a couple times from Doug Fister early in the game, and now you see it right here in the 6th from Dan Herron. Perfectly placed pitch with 2 strikes.
Johnny Peralta, 2 for 2. How to get this guy out? Peralta 4 for 5 in the series. And a walk. Came to town hitting .298. He's at .319 now. .264 career hitter in 10 years with the Indians and the last 2 years plus with Detroit. They got him in a trade from Cleveland with cash for catcher Giovanni Soto back in July of 2010. Luke Pekonen. Herron goes 3-0 on Peralta. And he walked it. Wow, Johnny Peralta in this series, 7 plate appearances on base 6 times. In fact, 6 in a row now. Dan Herron doesn't walk many. That's his first today, only his 6th of the year in more than 37 innings.
Coming into today, 292 career starts for Herron. In 77 of those, he didn't walk anybody.
That's pretty good. Here's Alex Avila. That's perfect on the outside corner. Avila has flied to right and lined to right, and Bryce Harper's robbed him both times. Bryce Harper's got his hands on his knees out there. Now he stands up straight, getting ready for the pitch. Off speed, 1 ball, 1 strike. This time of the day, this time of the year, right field, a serious sun field at Nationals Park.
We see the shadows with Bryce Harper right behind him. It tells you exactly where the sun is, right in his eyes.
And a 1-1 pitch had him out ahead. Hit off speed at 85.
Well, if you're Bryce Harper right now, you robbed Avila twice. In their little conversation when Bryce came to the plate about, hey, man, leave me alone out there. You're taking all my hits. You're thinking, I want to rob him 3 times because he pitched him tough last time. Tough slider, struck him out. Wants one more try at him.
He'll go to center field this time, and Denard Span will take one away.
It's a rough day for Alex Avila. Hit the ball in the screws 3 times, 0 for 3, nothing to show.
That is such a good defensive outfield. They read the ball so well. Then they've got the closing speed.
And Denard Span looking over to right, saying, Bryce, I got you right here. Take this one off. Good first step quickness once again. And going in, coming back, or going back, coming in, whatever. Denard Span's got it all covered.
1 on, 2 outs, and Omar Infante, the hitter. A couple of times today, he's kept the inning going, and he's going to do it for a third time with a bunt base hit. So he's 3 for 3. The singles guys on the Tigers having quite a day. It's the big boppers the Nats have kept quiet. And now Matt Tuiasosopo will be the pinch hitter.
Well, it's the third base hit bunt of the series that's been successful. Danny Espinosa last night, Roger Bernardina early in this game, and now Omar Infante. So small ball here at Nats Park. You probably wouldn't have thought of that when the Tigers came into town. There'd be 3 base hit bunts in the series. Nothing prettier than a perfectly placed base hit bunt, I think.
26-year-old Matt Tuiasosopo from Bellevue, Washington. And, of course, his dad, Manu, played for the Seahawks. Brother Marquis, quarterback with the Raiders and the Jets. Great athletic family. A 176 career hitter in parts of 3 years with Seattle, but he hadn't been in the big leagues for 3 years. He got in contact with the Tigers, and they gave him a shot in spring training, and he made the ball club. Signed him to a minor league free agent contract last November. Ryan Matthews getting hot in a hurry. Tuiasosopo 1 for 6 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. And he has never faced Dan Herron. One pitch. Just a little low. Pretty good job by Darren Downs. 3 strikeouts, retired all 6 he faced to keep this game interesting for the Tigers. And that one is heading for the bullpen and beyond. And this is a 5-4 game. Tuiasosopo, first pinch home run, second home run overall of the year.
Give Omar Infante credit for keeping the line moving with that base hit bunt and giving Tuiasosopo a chance right here on a cutter down that he just digs out in the 2-1 count. And as soon as he hit it, you knew that ball was gone. And you knew it was a 1-run game. Game on.
Well, I didn't think the Nats were going to put down the Tigers 2 games in a row with 1 run like they did last night. Top of the order, Austin Jackson. And Dan Herron's got to try to keep himself in this game. Jackson gets aboard. Davey could make the move. Double last time. That was leading off the 5th. He never made it beyond second base.
Might go double switch with Lombardozzi here.
Jackson with a late swing.
Espinosa made the last out. The pitcher spot due up second if Herron doesn't get out of this right here. We see either Lombardozzi in the game, or that's pretty much the only move for Davey Johnson if he goes double switch.
Dan Herron's 8th home run of the year given up. Not that many when you consider first game of the year in the bandbox in Cincinnati. The Reds hit 4, and at least 2 of them were wall scrapers. Perfect pitch on the outside corner. He's out of the inning. Is he done for the day? We shall see. Tigers get a big pitch hit homer. It's a 1-run game. Brand new ball game. Nats on top, 5-4. Bottom of the sixth coming up. More offense needed. This call to the bullpen, packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. 26-year-old right-hander Luke Pekonen gets the call. 12 games for the Tigers as a rookie. Last year in his sixth professional season. And this year, just his second game called up this week. And he'll face Wilson Ramos, followed by Steve Lombardozzi. Herron will be done after 6, and then the top of the order.
A three-pitch guy, fastball, curveball split. Fastball averages 94 miles an hour.
Wilson Ramos 0 for 2 against Doug Fister today. Called down on strikes in the first, went down swinging in the third.
Boy, we face teams with thump in their lineup. They can make it a close game in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and it's odd about the Tigers. That was their 32nd home run of the year. They're in the bottom 3 of ball clubs in numbers of home runs in the American League. I think that number is going to change once the weather warms up in Detroit. That's a pitcher's park, but they can make it play fairly small. 2-0 to Ramos. Well, last time the Tigers scored a run in the second, the Nats answered with 2 in the bottom. Ramos 3-0 on a pitcher he's never faced. That catches the edge, 3-1. Steve Lombardozzi about to make his 14th pinch hitting appearance this year. Walk the leadoff man. Ramos aboard. And a good bunter coming up. A guy who could bunt for a hit if he lays one down well enough.
A cardinal sin right there. You put up a 3 spot in the top of the 6 and you walk the leadoff man in the bottom of the 6.
Nationals box score. Denard Span on twice, 2 runs. Bernardina on twice, a run. Harper has scored. Zimmerman has scored. And RBIs from the guys in the middle. Bryce, Ryan, Adam LaRoche, Ian Desmond. Cabrera close in at third. Fielder holding the runner. Although Prince was actually several feet toward the pitcher from the bag there when he actually received that throw.
I love watching Miguel Cabrera play third. I mean, he is not afraid just to play right in your face in a bunt situation. Jim Leland throwing over. Everybody watching the hands of Steve Lombardozzi to see if he showed.
Target away. Lays it down. That is perfect. And Cabrera on the run flips it to Fielder. That's why Steve Lombardozzi is one of the best fundamental ball players on this club.
Well, he's been having trouble with the sacrifice bunt from the left side recently, and it's not an easy job, folks. You sit around for 3 hours, you come off the bench, and the whole ballpark knows you're bunting, and to get it down, not easy. This time Lombardozzi gets the job done. Nice job.
2 shots to drive in Ramos now. Span and Bernardina. Jim Leland to the mound. Taking the ball from the young right-hander. Denard Span waiting. Nats are going to be way into the Tiger bullpen today. Mercedes-Benz of Arlington and Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria. So the middle of the lineup, Zimmerman included, all in on the offense. Tuiasosopo, the big 3-run pinch homer. Dan Herron knocked out through 6, though. Pretty solid other than that one swing today. And here's Denard Span with another good day.
See Denard hit. See Denard catch. Let's see Denard get hit. And let's watch Denard run. If that isn't top-notch breakdown of a game summary, I don't know what is. Denard Span doing it all again today here. Offense, defense, on the bases, spanning.
And your reading level has just skyrocketed since your first year.
So you know I keep it simple.
Top of the order, Denard Span, the only Nat who's ever hit in a regular season game against Drew Smiley. And he's done well. Smiley, by the way, you might remember him from our Masson telecast down in Vieira, March 22nd. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 5. Span, Worth, Harper, Zimmerman, LaRoche, Desmond, Espinoza, Suzuki were all in the lineup that day. Guy was dealing. It's only his 3rd professional season. "23 years of age.
Well, he was going for that 5th spot in the rotation during camp, and Jim Leyland said he wanted to keep him around. A guy that he could use for multiple innings out of the bullpen, not just a lefty specialist guy, because he's a 4-pitch guy: fastball, cutter, curveball, change. And a valuable addition to the Tigers bullpen. It's allowed Jim Leyland to do a lot of things.
Two-0 pitch outside. Nats already have one batter given a free pass this inning. Another left-hander on deck. At least there was a left-hander on deck.
And Tyler Moore moving to the on-deck circle.
There he is. Jim Leyland has nobody for him. Nobody else throwing, and then Harper and Zimmerman to follow. Denard Span, 3 for 6 career against this lefty. That gets him to a 3-1 count. One of those hits a double. Trying to serve one to left. I would imagine a lot of teammates have been tapping Denard for his knowledge of some of these American League pitchers. He's the one guy, along with Kurt Suzuki, who's seen these guys, but Span was in the same division with the White Sox and the Tigers, and the Royals, who the Nats will play later, and Cleveland. Plus a return visit to Detroit late July. Three balls and 2 strikes with a man at second, 1 out.
A long look, and Span steps out, but there's no better scout than your teammates, guys that have faced him. You can look at video, talk to hitting coaches. You have to get up there and see for yourself. But if guys have faced pitchers in other leagues and you ask them, you know, what's his release point like? What's his sinker do? Does he have a cutter? I mean, you know what he has, but there's nothing like firsthand information from a teammate that's faced a guy a lot. You might say something as simple as he's good hitting, and that's all you need to hear, and your confidence level goes up.
Outside pitch, and Span pulled it to Omar Infante. 2 outs. Ramos checks in at third, and Tyler Moore to hit for Roger Bernardino.
So lefty's hitting .074 off Drew Smiley this year. Righty's .233. Davey Johnson going to Tyler Moore for Roger Bernardino. Interesting move by Davey to weaken himself defensively late in the game with a 1-run lead.
Yep, he thinks this is worth going for with the bat. So they start him off speed. Tyler hasn't seen a whole lot of fastballs lately. We found out last year he can hit them. 10 home runs, 30 RBIs or so. Now they want, the league does, him to convince them they can hit something else, or he can hit something else. Another breaking ball.
He's been in swing mode now for about a week. He's gotten an opportunity with the hamstring injury to Jason Worth, taking advantage of it by having some big at-bats late in ball games in Pittsburgh, sac fly and a home run. But if you're going to show the league you're going to swing, they know they don't have to throw you strikes. And Tyler Moore for a while right now has been in swing mode. And you want a guy that can go deep to be aggressive, but aggressive in the strike zone.
0-2 pitch. Got him on a foul tip. Nats get a leadoff walk. Don't do anything with it. Here comes Hunter, Cabrera, and Fielder. Top of the 7th in a one-run game. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. There you go, Carp. Outback Steakhouse. It's always fresh in the Outback. And by Farmers Insurance. And Farmers, we believe in smarter covers. Contact your local agent, 888-96-FARMERS. Well, one of the most important food groups there are. Represented right there. Ballpark hot dogs on the grill.
I want the burnt one. I like them burnt.
If you boil them, don't bring them in. Let's go inside the numbers. Brought to you by Jeep, a unique brand of freedom you'll only find in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. That's bullpen since April 15th. That's 21 games with a 1.95 ERA. The overall season bullpen earned run average 3.69. But these are some pretty spectacular numbers, including the pitches and the almost 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
Well, this should be a two-hitter deal for Ryan Matthews if it goes right. Davey Johnson going with Matthews versus Hunter and Cabrera. Zach Duke probably come in to face Prince Fielder and Andy Dirks. Jim Leland used his only right-hander off the bench, Tuiasa Sopo, but he has a couple of switch hitters, Pena and Santiago, left as well for Dirks.
Wow. Just looking ahead a little bit, Prince Fielder has batted 40 times against Zach Duke. Here's Torrey Hunter, who has faced Ryan Matthews. He's 0 for 1. Tyler Moore plays left field behind Desmond, behind Zimmerman.
Well, the sinker plays well if Ryan Matthews can get it to his spot against Hunter and Cabrera. That spot is down and in.
Got the ground ball. Looked like Ryan fanned on it. Good thing it didn't change directions. Espinosa was on the move and will call it a 4-3 unless they figure out he touched it, and he did not. So one big out, and here's Cabrera. By the way, the Nats have held Torrey Hunter 0 for 4 today, 1 for 8 in this series. There's Zach Duke, who will face Prince Fielder, we think, for the 41st time.
Well, if you're Ryan Matthews right now, pound Miguel Cabrera in. If you miss in, you miss in, but throw that two-seamer, let it feed. There you go.
Cabrera has never faced Ryan Matthews. One for 3 today. Actually 2 for 7, both singles, RBI last night in this 2-game series.
Well, that's scary if a guy can get his hands inside of 95 on the inner half like that. But you see where Wilson Ramos is setting up almost behind Miguel Cabrera. And Ryan Matthews missed his spot by an inch there, and Cabrera was on it. I mean, this is where you just go so far in. If you can miss off the plate, that's where you want to miss. A huge part of this game all of a sudden in a 1-run game.
A lot of outs yet to get. And a 1-2 pitch well off the plate.
Well, that's where you got to throw it. Down and in. If you miss it, you miss off the plate in.
Oh, he threw him a breaking ball, and Cabrera swung. 2 outs. Ryan Matthews mixing in the breaker.
Well, that was set up by the fastball off the plate the pitch before. Let's check out the pitch sequence to Miguel Cabrera. Obviously a tough out, probably the best hitter on the planet. 1-run game. Ryan Matthews goes 94 in, 95 in to the split right there. And this is the pitch. That's the pitch that sets up this. So, yeah, that last pitch, good. The pitch before, better. And Ryan Matthews with a huge out in this game, getting Miguel Cabrera to strike out.
And with nobody on base, Davey Johnson feeling good about Matthews against Fielder. They've never faced each other. So Zach Duke now stops throwing, just watching from the bullpen mound in right field. Fielder 0 for 3 today. In the series, 1 for 6 with a double and a walk. Now look at Ryan Matthews spinning breaking stuff in there. Is that a splitter?
Might have been the split at 81. Let's check out the tumbling action. You see the split from Matthews right there. Wow. It's a great shot, guys. You see the tumbling.
And remember the Clippard changeup on which Fielder struck out last night.
Well, Ryan Matthews has had a season to where the Rafael Soriano effect has kind of pushed him back a little bit. Last year he had this 7th inning with a lead, so all of a sudden Matthews finds himself right back in his element where he was in 2012.
Hasn't pitched since Friday night in Pittsburgh when he had a scoreless 8th. And that was a game in which the Nats were behind 3-1 at that point. He had a 16-pitch, 11-strike inning, gave up 1 single. Fielder has lined out hard twice today, once to Harper, once to Span.
2 misses with the split. If I'm Prince Fielder, I'm thinking fastball all the way.
Didn't get it, did he?
Yeah, out in front.
Nats lead 5-4. Top of the 7th. Bases empty, 2 outs. Target away. Up the middle. Prince Fielder, base hit. Now another left-handed batter coming in, Andy Dirks, who has never faced Zach Duke or Ryan Matthews. Right now, Davey appears to be staying with the right-hander. Talked about this endlessly in spring training with only one lefty down there. Right-handers like Matthews, Stammen, Clippard, who can get left-handed batters out.
I mean, if you're right-handed and you're facing Ryan Matthews, it's a rough ride. You get the two-seam fastball, 94, 95 coming down and into you, but left-hander's a little more comfortable against Matthews because that ball, that two-seamer breaking down on the outer half, you just dive out there, try to hit it the other way. It's a good game plan. That's where that split or that fork comes in so handy for Matthews against lefties.
And a bouncer right side. Adam LaRoche with the scoop. Time to stretch. Ryan Matthews with a key scoreless top of the seventh against some very good Tiger hitters. In the house tomorrow night. He's off to a tough start, but he has a good ERA and great numbers. Just hasn't been able to win a ball game. He's 1-4. Ross Detweiler 1-3 with a 2.50 ERA. Something's got to give with those guys tomorrow night. Samardzija, by the way, 4th in the league in strikeouts. Johnny and Ray, Nats Extra from the ballpark at 6:30. FP and I join you from the booth at 7, and then Ross Detweiler goes to work. The Cubs in for 3 tomorrow night. Bryce Harper will face the left-hander Smiley. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Slots, tables, and dining. The ultimate triple play. Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Race. Did that say Bryce Sanity?
It did.
Home run leaders. Bryce right up there. Upton is the major league leader with 12. Harper and Buck in this league. Reynolds, Encarnacion in the American League with 10. Bryce 0 for 3, RBI ground ball today. Seen a lot of lefties here. That one bounces in front of home plate.
That got Jerry Lane square on a hop.
1 ball, 1 strike. Alex Avila really didn't know what to do on that pitch.
And he's going to give Jerry Lane a second right here. Talk to Drew Smiley. Let Jerry Lane figure things out, but that got him right in the chest on a hop. What, about 58 feet? And Avila saying, I want nothing to do with that. Jerry Lane wore it. We always say how Kurt Suzuki blocks baseballs with nobody on to get some calls maybe when he's hitting. That was the absolute opposite of what Suzuki does.
Yeah, Alex got out of dodge there, didn't he?
I'm not blocking this. There's nobody on. Jerry Lane, no choice.
Nats have been out hit by the Tigers 10-8 today, but lead 5-4. Harper waits for that one. It is deep to left, but drifting with it. Andy Dirks short of the track for the first out. Smiley is now retired, 3 straight, including a right-hander Moore in between Span and Harper. Tigers don't have a right-hander up. It'll be Smiley against Zimmerman, then he gets Adam LaRoche.
Now Bryce frustrated. He got a pitch right there, just missed it. And that helmet's going to pay the price in the tunnel as we speak.
Zimmerman 2 for 3, RBI single. Like Drew Storn is up in the Nats bullpen for the 8th. That was a 15-pitch, 10-strike, 7th inning for Ryan Matthews.
Give him a little credit right there. Got some big outs, and every time that guy takes the mound, one word comes to mind with me, and that's fearless. Going right after the big boys, the heart of the Tigers order, getting it done in the 7th. Nice job, Katy Perry.
Zimmerman rocks one to left, and Ryan has a 3-hit day. I mean, he's hit it extremely hard 3 times today. One caught out at the base of the scoreboard at its farthest point. Ryan came in hitting .209, and he appears to have that stroke back now.
Yeah, look out the rest of the league. When that guy gets out, he gets white hot, carry a club for a month. Here comes Ryan Zimmerman, 3 knocks.
Adam LaRoche, a 2-hit day, RBI back in the 2nd. Got him to double digits in that department. He's on a 6-game hitting streak, 9 for his last 16. With the runner at first, the Tigers are playing the same shift they played last time up when Adam led off the 5th inning. There's 80 feet of room between Miguel Cabrera and the third base line.
On ground ball to Infante, you might get to see Miguel Cabrera turn a double play. He's covering on a steal right now. Every time the ball goes in the strike zone, he's jabbing to the bag at second. So Miguel Cabrera, shortstop, not a problem.
0-2 now. Good take, tough take.
Yeah, we've seen LaRoche, though. All of his hits are the other way recently. Locked in the other way. This shift and a slider away plays to his strength right now, especially with Cabrera up the middle. Pitching away from the defense.
Got him on a big sweeper. Second K by Smiley. They got Tyler Moore last inning. And now Ian Desmond with 2 outs. 11 years now of MLB.TV. Millions of fans have subscribed. You can check every out-of-market game on your favorite mobile and connected devices live online. And you can do it with MLB.TV Premium HD quality. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Desmond 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Nats could use his 18th extra base hit of the year right here. He'll look that one all the way in. Count evens 1-1. Only game in progress right now. Yankees at Rockies are interrupted by weather. Indians A's over. Everything else tonight. That's outside. 2-1. University of Arkansas product, Drew Smiley. Long Beach alum Danny Espinoza waiting. Got locked up on a breaking ball. Alan Porter says it is a swing.
Yeah, slider down and into Ian Desmond, couldn't hold up. Let's check it out from the side. Did he go? You make the call. That went pretty far. Alan Porter thought so. That's all that matters.
Target in. Desmond fights it off, and he lines right into the glove of the pitcher. Nats are gone in the 7th. Drew Storn appears to be on the way in a 1-run game. Hard-fought game through some different weather at the ballpark today. Let's check our Volkswagen moment in history. Springtoberfest event going on now. Visit VWDealer.com. How about this? Back in '71, Willie Mays and Hank Aaron a combined 1,238 home runs, both homer in a game together. First time in history, two guys with more than 600 did it in the same game. How about that?
Yeah, why are you pitching to him?
Well, Willie was surrounded by some pretty good hitters back then, and so was the Hammer.
Well, back then they didn't pitch around guys. They went right after you.
Yeah, kind of the Drew Storen philosophy of going after guys, and he'll get Peralta, Avila, and Infante here in the 8th, and hopefully he'll be able to get Peralta and Infante out. Guys have been on base 6 times today.
See, lefties has been the problem. You saw the average against 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, slider, change for Storen. He's been throwing the changeup a lot.
Johnny Peralta 0 for 1 career against Drew with a strikeout. 2 for 2 today with a walk. 4 for 5 in the series with 2 walks. And the last time he didn't get on base was his first at bat last night in the 2nd inning. Good fastball, 94.
Well, you feel like the story of the game today for the Tigers offensively as you look at Jose Valverde getting hot in the Tigers bullpen's been the bottom of their order, 6, 7, 8. Even though Alex Avila is 0 for 3, he's hit the ball in the screws 3 times. Peralta, you just mentioned, a couple of knocks on base 3 times, and Omar Infante 3 for 3.
Great slider. Didn't get the call. Serious snap on that thing. First time Jerry Lane saw it. Nissan will watch it.
Yeah, might have locked up Jerry Lane. Good frame right there by Wilson Ramos. You see the overhead on the pitch track. Looked like it just shaved off the front corner of the plate.
Drew comes with the fastball and breaks his bat. Desmond for the first out. Johnny Peralta retired. Makes the rest of the day look pretty good.
Did you forget something right there?
What? Serious damage?
Yeah, that was severe. Broke the bat. Let's go.
All right. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game, however severe, may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Yeah, severe's better than serious.
Oh, yeah.
And here's Alex Avila, the hard luck hitter for the Tigers today. Long fly ball, 2 line drive outs to the outfield. They're not going to be able to catch that one on a fly. First career at bat against Drew Storen, and he cashes it in. And now Omar Infante.
4 balls right on the screws today for Alex Avila. Nice day at the plate. 1 for 4, but you got to feel good about your swing when you're barreling up the baseball consistently like he has here today.
Omar Infante, 0 for 4 career against Storen. Great day. 2 hits, a bunt hit guided perfectly down the third base side.
My little point about the bottom of the order for the Tigers, I left out the home run, the pinch hit home run, the 9th spot for Tuiasa Sopo to make this a 1-run game.
And Nats had a lot of breathing room until that happened. That's 94 right in there. Drew throwing his fastball for strikes here. Got in the kitchen of Johnny Peralta for that ground ball. There's Matt Tuiasa Sopo, first pinch home run of the year.
Nice day at the office, 1 for 1 with a 3-run tater. That's where Jim Leland, if he wants to, he's got a guy that can handle the bat up there. Not the best wheels at first base, but if you want to start a runner down by 1, it'd be a big gamble this late in the game. But if you feel like you got a strike throw on the mound and you're going to get a fastball right here, you might think about putting the runner in motion.
With the runner holding, that is right on the corner. Drew Storen gets that call. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you got him set up for the same way. You go 2-seam fastball away, try to run it back or drop that slider on the outer half. Make it look like the 2-seam fastball away that you just threw and break it off the plate for a swing through.
Got him on the killer slider. Out number 2. That'll bring in Don Kelly, pinch hitting.
Well, we talked about it with Ryan Matthews last inning against Miguel Cabrera. It was the pitch before the strikeout that set it up, and Drew Storen with a nice slider right there for strike 3, but it was the fastball in the outer half to get strike 2 that made Omar Infante offer at that slider on the outer third that broke off the plate for the swing through strike 3.
4 strikeouts by the Nats today, times $37 to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health, thanks to our D.C. area Toyota dealers. K's for Kids. First pitch missing to Kelly, who pinch hit in the game last night and popped up. Don Kelly 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year, hitting $184 with 1 RBI. Target away usually means fastball. Ooh, missed his spot, got it up and in, but it was so far in, Kelly couldn't do much with it. Saw earlier Jim Leyland warming up Jose Valverde. Going to bring in his closer to keep it close into the 9th because he knows his big guns are going to bat again. And Joaquin Benoit also. So maybe it's Benoit if they're behind. Valverde, if they tie or take the lead. On the road, you can save your closer for the bottom of the 9th.
Well, a guy in the left's coming in if there's a lead, and that's it. Guy in the right with the tire as is.
And we promise a long bottom of the 8th if that's the case. 2 balls, 1 strike. He works extremely slowly, Benoit. Storen to Kelly. Fly ball left field. Tyler Moore. Long run. Slides and drops the foul ball. Not sure that ball carried as far as Tyler thought it was going to.
Pretty good effort by Tyler Moore. Had to deal with that little corner sticking out right there. Sliding effort. It's in the glove and then can't secure it as he hits the ground. Davey Johnson choosing to go with Tyler Moore to face a lefty. Roger Bernardina pinch hit for. Good effort right there by Tyler Moore. What do I say? You come into a game late, the ball's going to find you.
Two-two pitch. In the air to right. It's not deep. Harper tracking it near the line. That's a fair ball when caught. And Drew Storen follows Ryan Matthews with another scoreless inning. Bottom of the 8th now we go. How about the Nats bullpen? Matthews, Storen, scoreless innings. Let's go inside the numbers with Jeep and the unique brand of freedom you'll only find in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Jose Valverde will come in and pitch the 8th inning. 3rd on the active list of saves. Well, everybody knows who's number 1 there by a long shot.
Well, this is where the Nationals need some add-on runs. When you look what's coming up in the top of the 9th for the Tigers, top of the order, some big outs for Soriano to get, and now they face Jose Valverde right here. You see the numbers. 2-pitch guy, fastball split. Been throwing a lot of fastballs, 91% of the time this year. 3 for 3 in save opportunities. And I thought Jim Leland would save him for a lead, getting him some work right here and trying to keep this thing right where it's at to give his team a chance. He's the top of the order, due up at the top of the 9th.
No earned runs given up, 3 saves in his last 5 outings. 3 lucky winners receive a meet and greet with Gio Gonzalez. It's Nationals and Masson's meet and greet giveaway. Visit Facebook.com/Masson Nationals. Click on Enter Sweepstakes for your chance to win. Enter once per day, and it will brighten up your day, we guarantee.
I don't know how nice Gio is. They'll probably buy you all a car.
Gosh, figured they were just hoping for dinner. Valverde against Danny Espinosa, who's never faced him. Then Ramos, and then the pitcher's spot. It was a 15-pitch, 9-strike inning for Drew Storen. His confidence on the rise, as is the rest of that bullpen. Espinosa 0 for 3 today, goes up the middle. Valverde might have gotten a piece of it. Omar Infante makes a fine play. 1 pitch, 1 out.
A nice play to the backhand side, making it look easy on an in-between hop. Got a good runner, gets rid of it quick, right on the money. Good defenders make tough plays look easy, and that's exactly what Omar Infante did.
Yeah, no contact by the pitcher there. 4-3 on the out. And with Wilson Ramos stepping in, veteran pinch hitter moves on deck. Wilson today 0 for 2 with a walk last time. Ramos has never faced Valverde, and there's Chad Tracy, who has. Chad 1 for 1 against this right-hander. And that one high in the air to right for Torrey Hunter. Chad Tracy now. The Potomac Nationals are back at Fitzner Stadium starting tomorrow night. Saturday fireworks. Kids eat free on Sundays. $1 Monday, all kinds of fun at the ballpark. By the way, that $1 Monday includes dogs and tickets and all you can eat Wednesday. Head to PotomacNationals.com for ticket information for a lot of fun just over a half hour south of here.
Still don't know what the kids get to eat free. It's important.
I think if you saw them coming out of the ballpark and they're a little jumpy, it might have been the cotton candy side.
Free cotton candy's good. Rafael Soriano's good.
11 of 12. Set down the Tigers in order in the 9th last night. Target away on Chad Tracy.
It's rough for Chad Tracy coming off the bench. As a pinch hitter, you want to offer at the first pitch. That's your MO, but 3 pitches into the inning, 2 outs. Maybe Tracy a little more patient than he would be normally, but he gets a fastball right here, he'll be hacking.
One pitch with Span waiting. And Chad will pop this one up to the right side for Omar Infante. Well, we thought it might come down to this. Top of the ninth. Soriano, top of his game. Top of the order for the Tigers.
Buckle up.
For 30 home runs this year. Bryce Harper has 10 of those. Every time they hit one, it's $250 to the Children's National Medical Center. So it's a great cause. And at Lexus, where the pursuit of perfection is number one, our DC Lexus dealers doing just that for the children at the Children's National Medical Center. Game summary. Denard Span all over the bases early in the game again today, just like yesterday. Tuiasa Sopo, that 3-run pinch homer to keep things close. And then Dan Herron, 6 solid. So here's Rafael Soriano. He is 11 of 12 in save situations. He did face Austin Jackson, who leads off here last night. Flied him out to right to end the game, and Jackson is 1 for 3 against him.
Saying a quick prayer in his hat, writing his mom's name on the back of the mound, going to work.
Jackson, Hunter, and Cabrera, top of the 9th inning in a 1-run game.
3 pitches, fastball, slider, cutter. These are the saves that the big boys earn right here. 1-run game, Tigers lineup.
Way outside, couple of cutters going out that way. Thing we found out about Soriano, though, this year, 2-0, 3-0 doesn't seem to bother him.
Well, you can't keep consistently falling behind hitters, and he's done a nice job for the most part this year of getting ahead of guys with that fastball command.
Yeah, there he goes. Right in there. Misses way upstairs. Torrey Hunter hitless today. 1 for 8 in the series. 28,742 in the yard today, making noise on both sides here. A swing and a miss, 90 moving away from the right-handed batter.
Yeah, a little cut on that 3-1 fastball to a pull swing from Austin Jackson. He's thinking about tying it, and there's just that subtle movement at the end was the difference.
Keeps pumping strikes in there.
He's just so slow with his delivery, and that 90 plays a little bit faster because of that jump at the end. And a lot of times guys with slow deliveries will lull you to sleep at the plate. You think, oh, that's 90. You're looking at the scoreboard. And if you face that guy before you get deep into an at-bat like Austin Jackson is right now, it takes you a minute to learn. You got to get that foot down a little earlier than you think.
Got him looking on a high fastball. Quite a battle. Soriano wins it, 1 out.
Well, you called it, Carp. Great point. He fell behind in the count, came all the way back, and won the battle on a 3-2 high strike to Austin Jackson. Jackson didn't like it. The pitch track showed it at the top of the zone. Good battle right there, won by Soriano. Huge out, needless to say, here in the 9th.
Torrey Hunter 0 for 6 career against Soriano. Now they see that high fastball. They know they better be swinging. Just under the ceiling of the strike zone.
Well, it's just slow, 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 and the arm comes, and then that little cut at the end to a pull swing. How many guys have we seen pulling off that cutter away from Soriano early this year?
Among that 0 for 6, 2 strikeouts. .93, he humps it up for strike 2. Had him reaching.
I mean, that's what you have to do. Veteran closer facing guys with pop. Torrey Hunter, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder. If one of those guys should reach, got to make them beat you to the big part of the ballpark late. Tip your cap if they do, although that guy can leave anywhere, right? Center, left, doesn't matter. First things first.
Hunter asking for time and then getting right back in. Low in the zone. Hard hit. Espinosa has it. 2 down.
Not an easy chance right there for Danny Espinosa. That ball was scalded. Doesn't like to use the backhand. You see Espinosa all the time. Likes to get in front of the baseball. That ball got on him quick. And here you go, folks, the matchup that I don't know if you're waiting for. I know I am. This is what it's all about right here. Big-time closer against the best hitter in the world. 1-run game.
And at least you know he can't give the Tigers the lead. Cabrera 1 for 8 career against Soriano, 2 strikeouts. On a pitch away, he rams it out to right center for a base hit. That'll bring in Prince Fielder. Cabrera wasn't about to let that count go long. Second hit of the day, but the Nats in 2 games have limited him to 3 singles.
I mean, kept him in the yard. Good thing. You see the subtle cut that we talk about right off the end of Miguel Cabrera's bat. Bad thing is you got to get Prince Fielder out right now.
Yeah, and this matchup's a whole lot more interesting. Because Prince Fielder has 2 career hits against Soriano in 4 at-bats. And both of them have left the yard.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of talk before this series about maybe a World Series preview. I think that's very premature, but How about this game shaping up, and how about these first two games and how well they've been played in the drama here in D.C. Good stuff.
Prince Fielder 1 for 4 today. 2 for 7 in the series with a walk. In the air to center. Span back, and he's there. The Nats sweep the 2-game series from the Tigers.
That was an unbelievable ending. Untuck it, you earned it. And look at everybody else untucking it. Ryan Matthews, Drew Storn, Jason Worth. Hard day at the office, you get yourself a save, untuck it. That was a good baseball game. It's time for your Kia drive of the game. Let's go back to the first inning. Why not give it a bunt? Roger Bernardina, we love when he base hit bunts. There wasn't any taters, at least not for the Nationals, so we're going to give you that, our Kia drive of the game. Drive of the game is brought to you by Kia. Visit kia.com to learn why Kia is one of the fastest growing car brands in America.
Nats have won 4 in a row, 6 of their last 7. Pitching as good as needed today. 2 hours and 51 minutes and lots of drama at the end.